to goccl.com.au, your one-stop shop for all things carnival. Today we are covering the GoCCL Navigator booking tool. This is a fantastic tool to be able to use, search, and create bookings instantaneously for your customers and your guests. Let's start off with the two search by menus. If you know the sailing that you're searching for, you can click across to ship and sail date. Once you do that, you make the selection on the ship that you're looking for. In this case, we'll look for Carnival Splendor. It'll then give you a list of all the sailing dates that are applicable for that particular sailing. So in this case, we'll look at December 1st. Once you do that, hit the search sailing button and it will take you directly into that particular sailing. However, if you do not know the date that you're looking for and you want to do a wider range of searching, the best way to search is to use the sail by date. This gives you a broader range of sailings and destinations and a more refined search that you can then look for. Across the top here, there's a ribbon. Now this ribbon correlates to a number of things you can click on. So whether you're looking for dates, whether you're looking for the destination you're trying to sail in this case, when we first log in as an Australian user, you will see it highlights all the Australian ports, the ships that you're looking for, the departure points that we sail from, or the durations that you're looking for. Now, why this tool is really useful is if you're going a little bit further abroad and say you're looking at the Panama Canal, you can actually tick the boxes that you're looking for, go back to the top ribbon, and then when you click on dates, it'll then highlight all those particular dates where we have sailings from that particular destination or that route. You can also go as far as going to then break it down into departure point. So if you want to do the Panama Canal from, say, Miami, you can click on Miami. Then if you go back to your dates, you'll then see that this particular cruise is offered in April of 2022, April of 23, and November of 23. So it's a great way to be able to refine the search down and look what you're looking for. Okay, so in this case, in this scenario, we're going to be looking at the Australian itineraries. So we'll go back to the Australian ships. Now, if we're looking for dates, we can search dates right through until the end of the season launch, which in this case is June of 2024. So if you were looking at, say, June, July, and August of 2023, you can highlight a range of dates. The more dates you highlight, the more options, of course, it'll give you. Once you do that, you can then go down and you can search the sailing. However, what we always recommend doing is to check to see if your guest has a past passenger deal as well. So you can find to see us do a past passenger search from this particular menu right here. But if you know the guest's VIFP number, you can input it into the number section here. Alternatively, if you don't know, you can click on the magnifying glass. In the magnifying glass, it'll allow you to be able to put the guest's name in, their date of birth, and then you can look up the guest's details. It'll then populate the guest's details, their VIFP number, and what level they are. You can then add the number to the booking. Now, if there are any special offers available, it'll pop up here saying special offers available. If not, it'll say no special offers available, and that is for your past passenger deals. Okay, when we go forward and go search sailings, it'll then take you into the search parameters. Now, in this case, because we searched from June all the way through to August, it'll give us a list of all the cruises that we have in that particular duration, right through until 31 August. Now, these range from sailings which are the 3 days, the 4 days, 8 days, all the way up to 10, 11, 12-day itineraries that we have on offer on Carnival Splendor out of Sydney. With this here, you can refine the search even more if you like. If you only want to do, say, short cruises, you can go up to the ribbon at the top of the page, and you can then make the change to 2 to 5 day itineraries. When you do that, the list will repopulate, and it will just give you the shorter cruises over that duration that you've picked. Very simple and easy to be able to use. In this case, we'll look at all the sailings. It is also listed like any particular shopping cart, where it will show the earliest sailing departure first. However, if your customer is price conscious and they go, what's the cheapest deal between June, July, and August, you can then change this search parameter to list the cheapest interior cabin first. In this case, the 3-day getaway on the 28th of July. Okay, so that's a really useful tool to be able to use. Now, the other thing about this is all these prices that you see in here on the screen, they're the average price per guest in Australian dollars. So what that means is you can co-consult with your customer, sit in front of you and show them these prices. There's no hidden fees, taxes, fees and surcharges that are slugged on this afterwards. Now, generally speaking, the interior is the best available price. Okay, so whether it's a balcony, for example, it might be a guaranteed type balcony, but you will be able to get that particular price. These prices will also change depending on how many guests you want to add to the booking. So let's say, for example, we always default to 2 guests. If you then have 4 guests, you can up that to 4. And if you keep an eye on the price of the $4.98 there, apply the filter, and you'll see the price then changes. So it's live inventory pricing that'll be able to guide you through the best possible price for your guest. Nice and easy and useful to use. So if we apply the filter there, it'll take us back to the twin price room. Now let's say, for example, we're looking at this 8-day South Pacific on the 13th of June. If you want to know a little bit more about the actual itinerary, you can click on the underlined 8-day South Pacific. That'll open up a pop-up box. It'll show you when the cruise departs and then when the cruise returns, the date. It'll then show you what day it's in which port, and you can see exactly when the cruise gets back and when it's there. So in this case, it's Noumea on a Friday on day 4, and it gives you the departure, arrival and departure times as well, so you can check those out. When you've made the selection there, you can then pick the cruise you want. So we go select sailing. That'll then open up a list of different sailings. Now, this is where you need to focus a little bit on this. You'll see a couple of different types of rates. Generally at the top of the rate, you'll see what is our current sale rate. In this case, it's Fun Up Your Life campaign, and it will show you what those rates are. You then have a Fun Select rate. Fun Select rate generally comes with a refundable deposit. So if your guest wants a refundable deposit, a little bit more flexibility in their booking process, they can lock this rate in. However, it is slightly higher than the current retail rate. The Fun Saver rate, you'll find, is a rate that is a guaranteed rate, which I'll show you how to look for that as well. And then finally, the tariff rate is the rate that we launch the cruise with. So you don't book those, they're just in there. Now, if you want to know anything about any of the particular rates you're looking at, so let's say, for example, take up the Fun Up Your Life rate, you can click on the See Details, and then it will list all the information that you need to know about that particular rate. So have a bit of a look through here. If there's any onboard credits, it'll tell you if there's onboard credits. It'll tell you if there's any cabin upgrades, automatically assign a time of booking. It'll tell you when the sale ends and the information that you need right there. If you go down to, for example, to the Fun Saver fare, which we spoke about before, it'll tell you 50% reduced deposits. Guest selects the stateroom type, interior, ocean view or balcony. However, we will assign the booking at time of booking once the final payments are made. So you can see the different rates between those particular sailings. So let's say, for example, our guest wants to pick, they want to go the balcony on the Fun Up Your Life campaign. We can then go continue. Once we're in here, it gives us a list of all the sailings. It gives you a list from the cheapest interior upper-lower balcony, or upper-lower interior, to the interior rates, to the ocean view, to the balcony, and then to the suite. So if you have a guest that's looking at an ocean view, you can then see the price difference of $904, and to upgrade them to a balcony is just over $100 per person. So you might be able to use that as a leveraging tool to be able to push your customer up to a slightly higher rate. The top of the category here, which is our 9C, which is our highest balcony premium rate, all the way down to the lowest balcony, which in this case is the 8A, which is at $1,059. Now that is based on 2 people per person price right there. If you want to know a bit more about where these balconies are located and where they are and the deck plans and things like that, if you go to the top of the page here, and this will remain here for the entire booking process, you'll see the little underlined Carnival Splendor. If you click on Carnival Splendor, it'll open up what is our interactive deck plan. Now, the interactive deck plan is a great tool where you can be able to use to be able to look at things like the gross tonnage, guest capacity, when the ship was last dry docked, how many staterooms it has, you know, what types of engines the ship runs, and all those kind of great things you'll be able to see. Down a little bit further, you'll see our interactive deck plan. Now, the interactive deck plan is a great tool to be able to drill deeper into the cabins that you're looking for. So if you want to know anything about the ship, you want to see what Lido Deck looks like, for example, you can click on Lido Deck and it'll bring up the deck plan for Lido Deck. The bottom slider will allow you to be able to zoom in or zoom out on the particular areas that you're looking for. So if you want to know the back of the area here, what Serenity looks like, if there's a little cross, you can click on that and it will bring up imagery of what that particular venue or that area looks like. Very, very useful to be able to talk to your guest and help them find the right cabin in the right location and also the right areas that they can explore the ship. If you want to go back, there's a little ship icon up here. Click on the home and it'll take you back to where you need to look for. Okay, we will come back to that screen. However, it is always good to leave that open. So let's say, for example, we're now looking for cabins and your guest has decided that they would like to go for an 8A. Anytime it says here, upgrade to 8C, or if it's anything in green, what that basically means is for the price of an 8A cabin, we'll give you all the cabins up to 8C to be able to select from. So in this case, this deal's quite strong because it allows you to be able to go up and search a wider variety of staterooms all the way up to 8C. So what we do is we still end up clicking on the 8A and that'll then give us the cabin selection. But prior to doing that, this is a great tool down the bottom. There's a quick quote section. Now it's very important to click on this because this will then give you the quick quote and it will tell you exactly the information that you need. So in this case, it'll give us it always opens up to the agent view first, and then there is a guest view tab, which we'll talk about in a sec. Give you the price, all the details that you need, terms and conditions, and then the cruise rate, how much commission you're earning. If there's any promotional onboard credit on this particular voyage, you'll see another little blue box that pops up down the bottom to tell you what your promotional onboard credit is. But it gives you your timelines, when your final payments are due, when your deposit's due, how much deposit is, all that great information that you may need. Now across the top, there is a little slider that changes to guest view. Now if your guest is sitting in front of you, you can click across to guest view, and then your guest can then go through and see exactly the itinerary again. It gives you all the information that they need, except it hides all the commission, the fare breakdowns and things like that, so you can see exactly what you need from your guest. And you can also, from this particular section, you can email the quote directly to yourself, or you can email it directly to the guest as well, and it comes up from your travel advisor. So it's a really great and useful tool to be able to use to help you consult and also to get your quotes out as fast as possible. Once we've done that and we've selected the cabin type that we want, so in this case we want to go 8A, we then go continue. And what you'll see is you'll see a list of the staterooms and a map of the deck plan of where the staterooms are located. In this case, we can see the different, on the left here, it shows us that we're looking at the front part of the ship or the forward part of the ship. So if you're after middle or back, you can then navigate accordingly. Now we are on veranda deck. So if we go back to our into our interactive deck plan and you go to veranda, you can then go in and you can see we're looking at this pink section right here. So we can see that if we're looking at the pink section correlates to 8C balconies. So we can see exactly what balconies we're looking at, which is incredibly handy. If you want to drill in a little bit further and you want to see exactly what stateroom you're looking for, so in this case your guest wants to talk to you about, let's say for example, the green boxes are the staterooms that they're after. So they're looking for 8252. We can come in here and we can look for 8252, or alternatively we can type it in here, 8252, hit the search button, and it will take us into what that particular room looks like. Now it is a rendering, however it shows you the bedding layout. It also gives you a great detail of the floor plan, and there is a section here that gives you a 360-degree view. So you can click on and move yourself around the stateroom and you can check out to see what the stateroom looks like. Really great tool to be able to show your guests. Across the left-hand side here too, there's also tells you how many maximum guests are allowed in that room. Gives you a little bit about the details. So in this case, the twin beds convert to a king, or they can be twin or king, so depending on the bedding configuration that your guest is after. There's a sofa, coffee table, etc., and then amenities, what is in the room, and what you're after there as well, which is nice and easy. Now, a little bit of a trick for those of you who want to know it, a little bit more advanced GoCCL have a really great tool that you can see. We generally show a maximum of about 8 staterooms, and this is designed to create a sense of urgency. However, if you want to see if there's more staterooms in this location, the best possible way is sometimes just to pick one of the stateroom numbers, in this case 8236, type it in here, 2, 3, 6. Hit the apply filter button and you'll see a few more staterooms pop up. So it's basically showing you the rest of the staterooms that are available. It's a very, very useful and handy tool to be able to use. Now let's say, for example, your guest wants to go into the middle of the ship. You can look at Empress and Upper. So we can go back here and we can say, back to our interactive deck plan. Go back to our room type. Okay, and we can have a look at the upper deck. And we can see here, these are all 8B categories. Okay, now because we picked the 8A and we get a upgrade to 8B, we can go into the middle of the ship there. So we can go to the upper, hit the middle, and then apply the filter. And it will take you to the middle of the stateroom decks plans right here. Okay, let's try that little trick again and see if it works. 6, 3, 1, 2. And you can see a whole bunch more cabins open up. So it allows you to be able to have a wider variety of searching options that you're looking for. Now, once you've found that particular cabin, you can click on the cabin. So you know exactly where you are, you know what side of the ship you are, and you can see exactly where it is located. Click on the select stateroom button, and that'll then lock that room in for you there. Okay, and you can see the red bar around it. Now, for any particular time, if you do want to move between different categories, you can do that here as well. So if you want to change rate codes, if you want to go back and change the guest number, if you want to look for triples around the same area, you can just click on the edit button there. It takes you back to that position in the booking, and then you can up the guests to 3 or 4, however many more guests you're adding. Okay, so once we've done that, we click on the continue button, and it locks in our guests' details. And it's a matter of, because we've put the VIFP number in, it's locked my details in automatically. Okay, so then we just go next guest, and then we put the second person traveling. So Miss Fun Funner. Okay, country of residence, and then the guest details. If you've put the original guest in, you should be able to go through and go continue. As long as there's one guest's details in there, you'll be able to find exactly what you're after. Now, once you get to here, it's very important to be able to obviously to check exactly the spelling of the guest's name, making sure you got the date of birth's correct, country of residence, if there's any VIFP numbers, making sure they're added in there as well. It gives you a list of all your cruise options. It also gives you your options for your dining requests. So whether you want early, late, or your time dining. So if you want your time dining, if one of the dining times, your preferred dining time is waitlisted, you can then select what your waitlist dining preference will be as well. Now under here, additional reservation numbers, this allows you to be able to, if you've got multiple people traveling, maybe large groups or multi-generational travel groups, this will allow you to be able to go in and add those group booking numbers to your booking. So if you need to add more, you can hit the little add more button, and that'll allow you to add more. Now once you've done that, you then have the option to go down. It tells you all the information you need. Make sure you always read the terms and conditions. You can either go directly into make a payment, or you can hold the option right here and hit the hold option button. Once you've hit the hold option button, it'll then take you into the invoice. Now in here, you'll be able to see all the information that you need. Again, the booking is temporarily held right now. Down the bottom down here, you'll find your cancellation policy. So if you click on cancellation policy, it'll bring you up your dates of cancellation. And then up the top up here, this is very important. It gives you an option to send confirmation. If you click on the send confirmation, it'll allow you to send the confirmation to the main agency email address or to your personal email address. You can also send a guest copy to yourself or the agency, and you can send a guest copy direct to the guest by inputting the guest's details in here as well. It's a very, very useful tool to be able to use. Now, finally, under here, you'll see a whole bunch of information. You'll also see things like, pricing summary, the voyage itinerary again, any details. You also see an option to make payment. So this is where you'll be able to make payment, and you can make payment via Fundship Pay. Now, I have created that in another video if you want to have a look at that, and you can see the information there. Any special requests you may want your guests to know about, so whether it might be a honeymoon or they might need a wheelchair on and off assist, it's their birthday. The more information you give us, the more special we can make their holiday on board Carnival. Bit further below too, you'll also see the clone booking section as well. So if you click on clone booking, it'll go back into that exact booking again and allow you to be able to add more cabins. The next cabin, the parents or the kids along those lines as well. The final thing I want to show you is the modify booking section. If you click on modify booking on the bottom left hand corner here, that'll take you into our modify section. Now here there's a range of things that you can do. Across the top, you'll see the option, of course, to cancel the booking. If you want to change the rate code, you want to change the category, you want to change the stateroom number, or you want to change the dining. If you want to add any guests, remove guests, all that information can be housed right here. It is fast and easy to do, and you can manage that entire process of the booking yourself. So if you want to change the stateroom, for example, if you click on stateroom, it'll take you directly into that stateroom search section where you are. So it's a fast and easy way to be able to move your guests around the ship, depending on where you are. Same goes with the category. If you want to change them from 8A, if you want to change them to an ocean view or a balcony, or maybe they want to go up to a suite, you can do that directly from here. Once you've done that, just continue to review your option, and then it will then give you all that information you may need. So that is a really useful quick tip on how to make a booking from the beginning to the end on goccl.com.au. We hope it helps, and we look forward to speaking to you soon. Thank you.